Okay, so today I've got my iPad here, and I'm going to talk to you a little bit about some of the things you can do with it. So we'll start out with some of the basics here. First of all, you got your home button here, and then like you can't really see it on this. Whoa, that's not what I meant to do. Um, so down here you'll have two little buttons that are kind of together. That's like your volume button. And then if you, whoops, sorry, I keep turning my iPad so it keeps changing size. Up here, you'll find your power button. So I just want to talk to you a little bit about some of the basics here. So first thing that you'll notice here, what can you do with the home button? So I can double click the home button, and what this is going to do is this is going to bring up like all the different programs that I've already used today. So I was watching some movies earlier, doing some notes, doing a little bit of swivel, talking to some people on Instagram, got some emails there, reading some books, and got onto my school website, took a picture of myself, played Star Trek, did some other things. So this tells you all the things that you've done recently, okay? So, like for example, let's say I want to play Lego Superman because I know that's what you guys are all going to do with your iPads. Well, now let's say I've changed my mind because I don't want to log in and I decided I don't want to play it after all. So I push the home button and I'll back out. So the home button lets you back out. But the way the iPad works is just because you back out of a game, well, I guess I shouldn't say game because it's basically any app. It's not just games. But just because you back out of an app, the iPad kind of lets you pick up from where you left off, so you don't have to restart the entire app. So that's why when I double click on the home button, it shows all the things that I've done recently. So you can't really see it here, but I'm kind of swiping with my fingers, and I can move back and forth between all the things that I've done recently. So recently, I got on the internet and I searched, whatever that weird word is. I don't even know what that is. I must have been in the settings at some point. So these are all things that I've done recently, okay? So then I'm going to push the home button again to back out. Um, or I can double click again and I can go back. And if I decide I want to open one of these up again, I just touch it. So I touch that. And then it takes me back to wherever I was at, and I could log in, play this game or this app or whatever I want to do. I'm going to hit double click again. And let's say that, because it does kind of use up memory for the iPad to save where you're at. So let's say that you don't want to save where you're at and you're okay with just restarting the whole app, or maybe you want to restart the whole app for some reason. So you would just swipe up like that. Just swipe up. So I'm doing that now with my finger. I just swiped up and it went away. And then I'm going to touch the screen and be back on the screen. So that's something nice that the home button does for you. You can click on it once, push it once, and it will back you out of whatever app you were in. If you double click on it, it shows you all the apps that you've been using recently, okay? Um, so what else we want to talk about here? Well, one other thing that the home button can do, if you push the home button and the power button at the same time, okay, you saw that little flash there? That actually took a picture of my screen. So let me show you what that looks like now. So I go to my photos, and I touch the photos, and then it takes me to some pictures that I've taken recently. So I took a picture of a shake recently, some other stuff like that. So pretty cool stuff. Um, Took a picture of myself earlier. I don't really know why I did that. But this is a picture of whatever was on my screen, okay? So that's pretty cool. So now I'm going to back out of there. So I push the home button and I back out of there. But anytime you want to take a picture of your screen, you push the home button and you push the power button. You just like tap them together and you'll see a little flash. And depending on if your sound is up, which my sound was turned down, so I'm going to push the volume button at the side to turn the sound up. And sometimes you'll hear a little camera flash too. Let me see if I hear that. Okay, there. Now that time I heard it because I had my volume turned up. Okay, so that's the home button. That's the power button. One other thing, if your iPad freezes up and you hold down on the home button and hold down on the power button, the iPad will restart itself. And I'm not going to do that here because if I restart the iPad here, then the whole thing's just going to disappear from the screen. Okay, So I don't really want to do that because then I'd have to start over. So that's how you use a home button. So hopefully you found this little explanation of what the home button does helpful. Remember, push it once, it'll take you out of an app. Double click it, and it will take you to whatever things you've been messing with recently. And if you touch one of these little boxes, then that'll open up. If you don't want to be taken back to the recent app and you want to close it out, just swipe up with your finger, just like that, okay? So anything that you do recently, you can jump back into it really quickly, or if you don't want to, just swipe up and, go from there. Okay, so hopefully you found that helpful.